What is up? Good morning, crew. Bright, beautiful morning, Monday morning. I love lately trading on Mondays. It's just been wonderful. I mean, risk to reward setups, just brand new week, new weekly candle. I truly enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to it. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Bill. Cindy says no sound. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. I was on mute. I was just trying to turn on YouTube Live earlier. So yeah. Okay, cool. All right, welcome all. Let's get this beautiful morning started. I don't know if you guys can hear the joy in my sound right now, but I am truly loving certain gap downs today. So let's see. What exactly? Obviously, my favorite gap down today is Meta and Nvidia. Nvidia being a little bit on the better side. I am in a swing trade on this guy. My target was actually 440, but I didn't get out on Friday because it was just such a big candle. So I expected a retest and then possibly roll over down. And now I've increased my targets all the way to 400. So, I mean, it's looking good right now. Again, my risk on this is very little. My entry was 458, which was over here, I believe on this day. So yeah, on this day or this day, I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, my entry was 458 and now I'm just increasing targets all the way to here. Again, stops are being trailed at this point. I think I can move my stop to a break even and it'll be okay. So yeah, I'm looking good at this, but I have very little size in it. I wish I had more. I only have 24 shares, so it's not a big deal. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal, but still, it's making me some money. It's making me a couple of hours right now. So it's good. It's looking good. But this gap down, my friends, is really good on Nvidia. So, you know, earlier one could argue that we had this trend line in place, right? And we broke down on that day with a pretty decent, I mean, it's not like a significant volume, but it's pretty decent volume compared to the last couple of blah days. We're out there. So I like this gap down a little bit more than anything else. It is a retest gap, so I will be a little bit cautious. I won't go short right at open. I think that would be a mistake to go short right at open because we will see some buying coming in. So for example, if I am in this trade from, let's say on this day, at open with a $10 gap down, I am going to be tempted to take some partials. Am I not? I think it'd be valid to take some partials over here with a $10 gap down. So that's what I expect. I expect some people to profit take, ride us up a little bit, and then look for a rollover somewhere over here. So that's what I expect at open. If we get a buying candle at open and we take that out, so let's say we get like a one big 3-minute candle, which is a high wave candle at open, and we take that out, I would put my entry below here and trail it down and write it down. So that's what I'm looking to do on Nvidia. Hopefully it gives us that chance. And if it doesn't, we've got plenty of other opportunities. So bearish is my favorite Nvidia. Let's go look at Meta real quick. And YouTube, I apologize for last week. Right after I left, I was going through some comments of yours and you guys requested some tickers and I didn't get back to you. I'm so sorry. So if you guys have any specific tickers, please feel free to type them in. I will definitely take a look. I promise I will not leave you guys hanging. So, okay. All right, let's go look at Meta real quick. Meta is also very cute. You know, it's at this level where, I mean, there are specific trend lines being formed and we could easily just break down. I just like the fact that we're coming down, we're gapping down below a whole number. So usually whole numbers tend to act as support. And I just like the fact that we're gapping down below 300. Just simple as that. Just like Netflix also, you know, gapping down below 400. However, Netflix is losing a very important support level. So we'll go take a look at that also. But yeah, I feel like continuation to the downside is definitely a thing. I think it could definitely pull back quite a bit. Today I'm looking for a bear play on to the downside. At least, if we were to draw this trend line out, at least to here, which would be 294 level. And then we can see what happens there. But if at open we just crash and collapse, then obviously then I'm not looking for a bear play there. Then maybe I'll look for a recovery play. But if at open we see some sort of buying come in, then I'm definitely watching it like a hawk to take that buying out. That's what I'll be looking forward to. Sebastian says, hello, Sebastian. How's it going? All right, let's go check out the Netflixes, as Dan would say. Dan's got a family thing today, so I'm filling in for him instead of my Tuesdays. I'm here on a Monday, which ideally I think I like better. What do you guys think? What do you guys like trading on Mondays or Tuesdays better? I feel like Tuesdays a little bit more established in the week, so we have specific levels. Mondays are a little bit of pick your direction kind of plays, unless we have gaps down. So Netflix this is a level that everybody had been watching for a while, right? Prior to that, it was this level right here, 412, 410 region. Now, if you look at Netflix on a weekly chart, guys, this does not look good at all, right? I mean, I think we could all agree. This is no bueno on Netflix. Also, we have, it's not really a divergence per se, but we definitely have this massive bear flag on Netflix. Again, I don't know if we just go crashing down on this bear flag, but it's, one could definitely see this happening on Netflix, right? So I see it. And if we break this down, guys, I mean, sky's the limit at that point. I don't know if I don't foresee us going down to 180 like tomorrow, but if we break this bear flag down, I think it's definitely possible. Again, Netflix is notorious for gapping down on earnings. So be careful around earnings plays. Just remember the weekly chart is not looking very peachy on it. So, I mean, keep that in mind. We just go back to the past on Netflix. It's just not, who would have thought it would gap down I don't know, 600 points in no time. So, I mean, anything's possible at this point. So just be careful with this. As far as the day trade's concerned, if the markets decide to shift winds, if for whatever reason the markets don't look very good, for a bear play. So if the markets decide to go bullish today, I feel like a retest of this level is definitely plausible. So I definitely think a retest of this drop could come in. So, if the bulls are stepping back in, I feel like this is going to be a good bullish play today. And the bias is bullish only because we've had, 4 red candles in a row. So I think I do foresee a pullback at some point. I also wouldn't be opposed to us just rolling down a little bit more. I'm trying to find a different scenario where we shouldn't have let go of that level, like here, for example, where we shouldn't have let go of this level. If we did, a gap fill was definitely coming, right? And so then we had this down momentum. We had this not so great retest level, and then a continuation down. So I'm looking forward to that or that. Anything's plausible on it. Give me 1 second, guys. I was in a trade from earlier on in this thing, and I'm going to just close it out real quick just because I'm on the mic and I don't want to be trading while I'm here. So here we go. So we're out. We've made some money beginning of the day, which is nice, which is always nice to make money on futures. I absolutely love trading Sunday night and Monday morning futures just because you can guess the direction. Well, not guess, but you can, analyze the direction fairly well. Okay, so Netflix we're done with. Let me go check on YouTube real quick. Let's see what kind of comments we've got so far. Don't really see any comments yet. Just making sure. Okay, cool. So yeah, YouTube, again, feel free to put it in your comments if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any suggestions, any tickers, definitely let me know, and I will definitely look into it. Okay, so let's look at the cues real quick before we begin our main analysis on certain other tickers. Cues, last time I was on the mic, I think it was on Tuesday, we mentioned under no circumstances should we be losing this candle. We should definitely not be leaving and going below it within the next week. And here we are. I mean, this is the next week and we're gapping kind of sort of below it. If you zoom in a little bit, we've got a double top here. We've got a trend line breakage with this candle and we're gapping down today. So, I mean, clearly this is not a very good sign for the bulls, right? I mean, I think we can all agree that this is not a very good sign for the bulls. We're taking out pivot levels and some bulls here might not like that idea at all. Again, if Michael Berry's still with his puts, I think he was down like 55%. I read on Twitter from when he entered. So if he's still in his puts, I think today might be a happy day for him. But I don't know if he's still in it or not. But again, this is definitely not looking very good for the bulls. So I would be looking for ideally just bear plays. It is a retest gap. It's a tiny retest gap. So, you know, we could see the gap fill around 370 and then a continuation down to the bear side. So, you know, whatever's going on out there in the world. So we do have a car strike, the dealership strike, the UAW strike, and then we have the government shutdown looming, right? By the end of the month, they said that we're out of money and we're going to have to shut down the government. Last night, we also had a 2-year note fiasco. I don't know if anybody was following it, but we had a very large uptick in there. And I guess it was a mistake, but I mean, had that been a true scenario, we would have had a disaster state today. So there's a lot of things going on out there in the world that are kind of sort of causing this pullback, right? So just be careful out there. I think some sort of positive news, we go up a little bit and then roll over. That would be very, very cool. So I'm definitely looking for some sort of buying to come in and then we roll over. That's what my idea is behind this. SPY also, same exact scenario. Again, I don't think this is a very good sign for the bulls, but this is a pretty decent level of support. It's been in the past with a decent level of resistance. So we're just kind of hovering around tricky waters right now. We let go of this level, I'd be buying puts, and this would be my target. So it looks like we are currently, and today if we have buying coming in, I would definitely be looking into some puts for sure. So with my stop over here, or we could do a bear call spread over here, but we'll see which way it wants to go. All right, let's go just look at Apple real quick. Mike says, I just know if you're here, I need to switch my hat from bull to bear. Mike, so this weekend I was watching this video Jeremy put out on, I think it was the podcast that he has from Broke to Woke, and he was talking about trading styles, and he said you could be any kind of trader. You could be, you know, somebody that follows trend lines. You could be an exclusive bear trader. And I had to go in and let him, I mean, I know 100% he was thinking about me when he was talking about bear trading. I truly enjoy bear trading. And I mean, it's just what it's what I do best, I think. I don't play bull trades as well as bear trades. But I do trade bullish. It's not like I don't. It's just a preference thing, I think. But anyway, if you're not following Jeremy on Instagram, or if you're not listening to his podcast, I highly, highly recommend go check it out. It's a really, really cool deal. Real Life Trading has another podcast called Pivot Podcast. So definitely check these guys out if you're an enthusiast, trading enthusiast. Okay, cool. Let's go look at Apple. So Apple's not gapping down like the way I would like it to be. this is looking a little bit more bullish, and it's, compared to the broader markets, it's looking a little bit more bullish. We are at decent levels of support on Apple. So, had we been gapping down today, I would have 100% traded this bearish, but we're not really gapping down. We're just kind of inside candle right now. We're a tad bit more bullish than bearish on this guy. So I'm a little bit more concerned about the overall markets pulling back. If we take off, I could foresee this happening on Apple before we make a decision in either direction. So, if we take off in the next couple of days, I could see us coming up to 178, then maybe rolling over, or putting in a small bear candle and then us going higher from there. So I think either scenario is very plausible. Let's see where Appy goes from here. For today, I will leave it alone for a day trade. I don't think I want to touch this guy. If you're day trading today, I think Meta, Nvidia, and Netflix maybe are your best bets. I don't go looking elsewhere. Just trade these guys. Meta bearish, Nvidia bearish. If the markets go bullish, Netflix. That's just how I would do it. All right, let's go check out Google. Google with a very, very interesting inside high volume doji candle at the top. This to me more looks like a hammer than a doji. I think there was more buying than selling in this candle if you look at it closely, but it is interesting, right? I mean, you can't deny that. This is an inside candle. I am a very big inside candle trader. So, bullish above, bearish below. That's just the way I would look at it. This is a pretty big volume candle. So let's see which way buyers or sellers decide to take it from here. This is a double bottom. This could be a retest of that double bottom. We take this candle out, we could go a little bit higher. We take this candle down, we are going to go see the bottom of this double bottom, which would be 134. So it's interesting to see what happens over here. Just, set up alerts above and below and see if an alert triggers for today. Definitely keep an eye on Google. Interesting looking ticker. Shop has been so dirty lately. Like, it just did not go my way, the way I thought I wanted it to go when we were gapping down over here below this candle, or when we were breaking down on this candle. I 100% knew we were going to go fill this gap. However, it took its sweet time, and now it's turning into a bull flag. So I'm not really interested in shorting this anymore. It is kind of cute where it's at right now. It's below the 20 EMA. I mean, well, it's right at 20 EMA. So I wouldn't be surprised if we went down a little bit and then put in a hammer. So for a day trade, I'm not really interested. I know this gap will fill. When this gap fills, if you're looking to add some shares to your portfolio for Shop, I think it's a good place to add some shares. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. I'm not really day trading this as much. I'm not too crazy about it. Oracle is very cute here also, just similar to Google, but the chart pattern is slightly different. So on this guy, I feel like we could either gap fill and then roll over, or we could just start to roll over once we've gotten to the 10 EMA. Either way, it's at an interesting zone. It is sort of an inside candle. I don't know if this wick is a little bit higher, but it's very indecisive here. So if Oracle decides to break down or break higher, I think we can definitely take a play in this for a day trade. So I'm going to move it up a little bit next to Netflix and Nvidia and Meta. And these would be my day trading tickers today. Of course, Qs and SPY, but it's just, these are pretty decent looking tickers right now. So these would be what I'm looking out for. Yeah, break down below here, I'd go short. Break out above here, I would go long. Just keep in mind, if you're going long, there are a couple of resistance areas on Oracle. Lauren says coin. Yes, Lauren, I do have coin on my list. I did add it. Yes, cool. Let's check out coin. So Jeremy mentioned this earlier in the morning, and I like coin a lot too. It's just doing something different than the broader markets. It's holding its trend line, which I absolutely love. It's a gap and go. Although you guys know my favorite gap and go is when it's like a shaved bottom candle, and then we gap and go. So something like, well, this is not really a shaved bottom, but something like this, and we were gapping up above, that'd be really cool. But we're gapping up. So it is a gap and go. It's at an interesting level, easy ride up to 86.42. I think definitely doable. If I were trading coin, I don't think I'd be quick enough for it, but I would have to trade it on the 1 minute chart when the market's open. But if I am trading coin on the 1 minute chart, I would wait for some selling to come in, just small bear candle. 1 minute chart is the way to go on this guy. And target over here. That's exactly how I would trade it. Just go long above that bear candle. And I definitely see us going. We might meet some chop around here. And then if we take this level out, then, I mean, sky's the limit for you guys. Then we could go a lot more higher. So yeah, it's looking good. I mean, you know, even if you're just looking at it from like a bear flag perspective, this has still got room to go higher, right? So coin, I like that a lot. Definitely a beautiful gap up. I'm gonna keep this very, very close to my day trading takers. Just keep an eye on it and see which way it wants to go. Definitely bullish, not bearish on this guy at all. At least up to 86, then 86.50. Then we can see which way it wants to go. But yeah, I really, really like this gap up. It's pretty cool. There's got to be some news around it. I don't know why coin's gapping up. But all right, our beloved Tessie. It's in a massive uptrend right now. I do see a pullback on this, at least just to even out our, you know, daily moving averages, things like that. Weekly chart looks pretty bullish on Tessie. But if you were to look at a weekly chart, you know, a pullback is definitely plausible. So I wouldn't be afraid of going short on Tesla today. Again, it's in a bull trend, I know, but I wouldn't be afraid of going short on Tesla. Perhaps it's coming down to fill this gap. Don't know if it's plausible today. But it is gapping down nice and low. So, you know, it's not an inside candle today. So I would be definitely looking out for this. Let's go back to YouTube real quick, see if there are any comments. Maybe I'm just not looking at the comment section, or you guys are not saying anything. I don't know. I am looking at the, here, give me 1 second. All right, I am looking at the comment section and it's just very quiet. It's weird. All right, Bitcoin is higher, coin follows. Cool, cool dealio. I think that's what it is. Okay, let's go look at Square real quick. Square and PayPal are definitely something that I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Square has been, I mean, just so beat down. It's at a decent level of support. Every time it's come down to 51, 52 level, it's bounced. I mean, at least the last couple of times, right? So it's at a decent level. This is one of those, you know, when I look at a chart like this, I feel like it's one of those scenarios where it's like, it's so bad. How bad could it get? Like, how much worse could it really get? So if it really wanted to get worse, it could go down to 40, 37, 35 level. But it's just, there's nothing that attracts me to this chart going, oh, I definitely want to trade it bullish or bearish. Bullish is a way to go because it's at support, but the chart is so bad looking right now when it's such a bad downtrend that anytime you go bullish, somebody somewhere is breaking even and getting out of their position. So anytime you go bullish, somebody's going to get out of their position. And you're going to just get trapped. So I wouldn't really advise going long or short on Square today. I just kind of leave it alone. It's got this bear divergence, I guess, a little bit. It can make a move up. If you must take a bull trade, I think 55, like up until here is the level I would be interested in. After that, I think I'd want to get out. So that's a good, decent level on a 4-hour chart on Square. I like that. If you're looking to go long, long above here with your stop below here and target over here. So something like this. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, cool. So something like this could definitely work. I could see it work for like a nice 1.2 hours, 1.4 hours. And then we can see what goes on in here. But yeah, I could see this working out. Let's go look at Microsoft and AMD. AMD is at an interesting level. So we'll check that out also. Let me just take these lines off on Softy. And we will look at the daily. All right. Microsoft with a beautiful gap down. It's a cool follow through. If anyone wants to type in this pattern, what pattern is this? Type it in the chat pane and you get a virtual high five from me. But it's just a perfect reversal pattern. So it's looking good. I like where it's gapping down to also. So let's see if we can get a continuation on this guy. I feel like a little bit more buying at open and then a rollover is definitely plausible. Definitely plausible. So Lucian said, star reversal. You got it right, buddy boy. That's exactly right. It's looking very good, right? Evening star reversals, if you haven't studied them enough, I believe Jeremy really likes them. They're his favorite patterns for reversal. I truly love them just because they're a very strong bear play. Yeah, good, decent volume, good. I think we could just, even if we retest this candle a little bit, I still see a follow through to the bear side. So keep an eye on Microsoft. I think this is going to be a good day trading ticker also. I would only touch it in the bear direction, not really bullish today. So I would look for some buying to come in at open and then look for reversals. Today is going to be one of those days, guys, where you don't need to take your profits all at once. I mean, trail your stops and trim your position slightly. But I feel like you could have a good risk to reward kind of play today. You could make, close to 2 times the money you've risked or close to 3 times the money you've risked because the momentum is going to definitely be there. So find the right play and definitely be in it for a little bit longer versus getting out really quick. Microsoft, Nvidia, Netflix, definitely great gaps. And Netflix, of course, we said bullish and everything else I like in the bearish direction. Coin, of course, is also bullish. Coin above that 86 level, that's a zone you really need to hold then because I feel like we could go much higher on it. So, it's getting slightly bought up right now. It's pulling back a little bit. Definitely keep an eye on this guy. It could take off and go higher, much higher. Just because it's doing something different than the broader markets. All right. I don't see any comments from YouTube land. So if I have missed on anything, I am truly sorry. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but yeah. And it's just good luck trading out there. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. So it's time for me to say goodbye to you guys. I will come see